Hey, y'all. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday to you all. I hope your day was beautiful, nice, and laid back and chilled. My day was pretty relaxed. Psych. We had a lot to do, y'all. I had a whole lot of work to do today. I was not relaxed at all. The only time I was relaxed is when I was on my lunch break. And even then, I still wasn't relaxed because I knew we had so much work to do once we got back. Okay, but we are almost into the weekend, you guys, and I definitely cannot wait to just lay in my bed and do absolutely nothing. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to do this podcast, you guys. It's called I Almost Got Evicted. Did I get evicted? I don't know. You have to stick around and hear the story, you guys. I decided to do this podcast for people out there that believe in God, you know, or people out there that wants to believe in God, or maybe situations in your life have happened and you don't know how it happened. You know, maybe you should stick around and listen to, you know, my podcast, and I'll tell you guys exactly what went down with me. Now, just to start off, I just want to say that I do believe in God again. I just didn't have a church home. I didn't go to church as often. Like when I was a kid growing up, we did go to church, but you know, as I got older, I really didn't go to church like that. I was never the one to kneel down by my bed and pray for things or whatever. Not that I felt like I was too good. It just never crossed my mind to do so. So I remember, you guys, I had 2 children at the time, and I stayed with my parents. My parents never tried to kick me out of the house or anything like that. I am blessed enough to have good parents. My parents love their children and their grandchildren very much, so my parents would never try to shove their kids out of the house. However, I was ready to shove myself out of the house because, you guys, I got 2 kids. I'm grown. Honestly, once you have that one kid, it's time to get out your parents' house. You know, that's honestly how I feel. Unless, I mean, it depends on, you know, the situation, but that should honestly be the goal, you know, because it's like now you're an adult, you know, it's time to start setting examples for your kid as your kid gets older. But anyway, so yeah, you guys, so pretty much what happened with me is I remember there was a time where, you know, I mean, we all have been through it where, you know, we were at our lowest point. I mean, it wasn't the lowest, but it was one of the low in my life. You know, having 2 kids and not really having a job. I worked for my uncle cleaning business or whatever, but you got paid every month, you guys, and that for me wasn't money, you know, but it was a job, so I'm definitely not complaining, and I appreciate, you know, that he allowed me to come and work with him. But that just wasn't cutting it. And I remember being on the phone with my girlfriend, and I was telling her, you know, exactly how I was feeling and stuff, and she was just like, you know, you should pray. You know, she was, you know, motivating me or whatever. So I remember I had this other girlfriend, and you guys, she was a part of this podcast, the last podcast that I had when someone came on, Miss Elizabeth. She always used to ask me, guys, to join her church. Come check it out. But I chose to go check out my cousin's church first, just because I had already told them that I was going to join their church first. So I ended up going to her church, my cousin's church, and I didn't really like it as much. Like, it was cool, but, you know, it wasn't for me. So I was like, you know what? Bump it. I'm going to go to my homegirl church. She's been asking me this whole time. So I went, you guys. I loved it. You guys, I was like, where do I sign up? You know, so that was my church. I went every Sunday, me and my kids. I actually got baptized there and everything, you guys. And that's when I gave myself to God. After that, you know, I had a job, you guys. My mom, she helped me get a job at the car dealership. Another girlfriend helped me get another job. And, yeah, I had my 2 jobs. So, my second apartment, because I was about to say my first apartment, but that wasn't my first. My first apartment is when I was 18, but that is a whole different story that I would not ever share on this podcast. Okay? But, my second apartment was just for me and my 2 kids. And my parents pretty much helped me pay the rent, well, the next rent on that. Because all my money pretty much, you guys, went into this apartment so that I could get it, right? You guys, I literally had $15 in my account. That's all I had to myself, you guys, once I moved into this apartment. So my parents and my brother helped pay, you know, for my rent the following month or whatever, just so I can get, my money and stuff together or whatever. So I'm just chilling, you guys. I'm vibing. I'm like, yeah, I got my own apartment. I'm good. Like, y'all, I thought I was doing the damn thing, okay? I got my apartment. I'm not worried no more. I got 2 jobs. Like, I'm good. But guess what, you guys? That month flew by so fast. And all I was doing at the time was spending and spending and spending. Like, spending like I'm staying with my parents and I have no bills. You guys, it was time for me to pay rent. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I literally started panicking. Like, I don't have the money to pay rent. Like, not even $20 to go into it. Like, for real, you guys. So I started panicking. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I did not want to go back to my parents and say, hey, I need y'all to pay this rent again, because honestly it wasn't their responsibility. And listen, they would have been like, listen, so you moved out so we can pay your rent. We got a mortgage to pay. We're not paying both. This is your place. I didn't want to hear that long dragged out talk that, any parent, and me as a parent, I would give my kid the same talk. But I didn't want to hear it, you guys. I didn't. So, and I wanted my parents to know that I was responsible. So, I just didn't tell them. So, moving on. It got to the point of where days started counting down. And I'm just like, oh, shoot. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm asking around to, like, friends and stuff. Some are able to help. Some are not able to help. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I just remember just like almost breaking down. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I just got in this apartment, and with my first apartment, it just went crazy. So this apartment actually allowed for me to, what is it, like second chance apartment is what it was. So I'm like, oh my God, like, if I ruin this, I'm not gonna be able to go nowhere for a long time. Like, that's all I kept thinking about. So you guys, I managed to come up with $50. My rent was $475, you guys, and I only had freaking $50. I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? So those $50, actually, I was like, you know what? Screw it, because those $50, they're not gonna take that. What am I gonna do? Put it in a letter and explain to them, hey, you guys, but I don't have the rent, but could you just take anything? Here's the $50. No, this lady gonna open up that thing and start laughing at me. Like, she gotta be kidding. This don't pay for nothing. So I started using that $50 for like gas and stuff, because I still had to drive back and forth to work, still had to feed my kids or whatever. And so those $50 it turned into like $12 or something like that. And so I remember sitting at my first job, which was the car dealership, and so what I did at the car dealership, you guys, I was a greeter. I would greet customers. I would show them cars, get them salesmen. That's what I did. So I sat outside in a golf cart. You just drive around or whatever and do nothing. It was an easy paying job. So I remember sitting there, and I remember, like, I literally started stressing out, you guys. When I stress real bad, like, I started to get bumps on my face, and I started to lose my color. Like, I'm already light skinned, but like, I started to look not pale. I started to get lighter than what I look, So I remember my coworker saying, you all right? Like, you look different, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm over here stressing like a motherfucker, like, for real. But I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm good. He's like, all right. So I was sitting out in the cart, you guys, and I was like, you know what, let me try praying. So I said, God, I have never came to you for anything. I have never came to you. I've never prayed. I've never done anything. But I am asking if you could please help me out this one time. I promise you, I will be able to pay my rent from here on out. Even if I have to get my last and I can't get back and forth to work. I mean, how would I pay my bills, right? But I'm just like, I'm vulnerable at this time. And I'm just giving what I have left in me. And I prayed to him and I talked to him. And I said, amen. And so after I finished praying, I want to say maybe 15 minutes later, my coworker, she came outside and she said, hey, Angel, you want to go to lunch with me? And I looked and I'm like, huh? And the reason why I was like that, you guys, because Hey, you guys, what's up? This is Angel. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free, and who doesn't like free, you guys? I know I do. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Yeah, you guys. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm shocked because, excuse me. I'm shocked because, guys, she's never asked me to go anywhere with her. Like, literally, I had been working there for like a few months, and like she's never asked me because she has to leave and she takes care of her granddaughter, so she would go back and check on her granddaughter, also check on her mom. So I was in complete shock when she asked me that. So I was like, well, yeah, we can go. And she's like, okay, cool, come on. So I was like, where we going? And she was like, well, it don't matter. So I was like, well, let's go to McDonald's and I'll just pay for it. So you guys, listen, I could pay for it. I mean, what's $12 gonna do? Those $12 was not gonna get me staying in my apartment. So I didn't mind spending those $12. Plus, that's just the type of person that I am. Anybody that knows me knows I give this shirt off of my back, okay? So she was like, okay, fine, you know. So we get in the car and ask for a job. And I said, ooh, stop me by my bank real quick because, yo, listen, I know y'all can relate. You know when your bank say one thing, like, okay, it'll show you got $100. And then by the time you go back and check, you in the negative 50, you know, so I'm like, or it's like not $100 there at all. It's like down to like $20 because stuff's still pending or doing whatever it's doing. I don't know, y'all. You know, sometimes it was, at one point I wasn't trusting banks. I felt like people was in there stealing money. Like, for real. Like, don't tell me I got something on it and then I go back and it's something else. And I get what y'all saying. Well, Angel is cause pending transactions. No, I ain't see nothing pending. All right. Anyway, back to my story. So I told her, take me back to my bank so I can make sure that this money is in my account. And she was like, okay, cool. So she pulls up at my bank, you guys. I go inside of my bank and I'm standing in this line waiting, of course. And so finally it was my turn. So I went in there, put my little code in. I was like, Lord, please let these little hot $12 be inside of this inside of this account. I done told this lady I was paying for lunch. So I put it in, and because there was a line, but no, I put it in, and once I put my code in, I checked my account. You guys, if I could have a drum roll, when I checked my freaking account, you guys, no joking, there was $2,235 in my account. You heard me right. I'm going to repeat it again because I still can't believe the shit. $2,235. You guys, I'm going to continue to tell this story to my grandchildren. Listen, I was like, I froze. And there was a line behind me. So I was like, let me print this receipt. So I can really see. So it printed a receipt because I needed to make sure that this was for real. So the receipt came out, and I moved to this, I moved out the way or whatever so people can go. You guys, I was so nervous. I was like, Lord, please let that money still be on there, and don't let this, be them $12. Maybe my mind playing games, tricks on me. You guys, I looked at the receipt, and the amount was there. So I walked out the bank, and I immediately called my dad. And I told my dad exactly what happened and everything, not about the praying, but I told him how much was in my account and how much I knew was in my account. And he was like, don't touch that money. Don't touch that money. My daddy, he wasn't playing. It's a scam. Something's going on. They're going to come back for you. You're going to get locked up. You're going to jail. I'm thinking to myself, oh, shit. I'm going to go to jail. Let me not touch this money. So my dad was like, just tell the bank people. Let them know because sometimes they make mistakes. They're going to want their money back. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm thinking to myself, but I'm about to go get us something to eat, So I know y'all can relate. Listen, when you broke, you already know you're going to the dollar menu. But the minute you go on your account and you see you got a little extra in there, you start, you order the highest thing on the menu, okay? So that's what that was. I was like, yeah, girl, get what you want. But I told her what happened, and my coworker was like, oh my God, that is crazy, wow. And I was like, yeah, it's really crazy. So anyway, got our food, okay, cool. So by this time, y'all, like days going by, I still have not paid my rent, you guys, because I'm listening to everything that my dad is saying. So it got to the point where they had, I left this out, you guys. They actually had put an eviction notice on my door before I even found out about the money. So I had the letter, and I had like a couple of days to, show them, and then they was adding like $25 to it, each day or something like that, each week, one of those. But anyway, you guys, my dad encouraged me to go to the bank. So one day, I actually took off work that day, and that day, and I went to my bank, and I told the lady I wanted to talk to somebody, and she said okay. And so, okay, y'all, I'm leaving stuff out. So I actually called the bank. Jeez, y'all, I left this out. I'm sorry, I gotta go back. So after I got off the phone with my dad, you guys, and I'm standing outside the bank, I actually called my bank then, and I asked them where the money came from. They said that the money was wired through Paris. I said Paris? They said Paris. Y'all, I've never touched foot. Don't know nobody. I don't know nothing about Paris. Okay? I just know how to spell the word. See pictures in books. Okay? So I'm like, oh, okay. And I got off the phone. They said the money was wired through Paris. So anyway, I go to the bank, you guys, and the guy coming, he's sitting in front of me, and I explain to him what happened, not the prayer, but I explained to him with the money and stuff being in my bank. He said, well, the money is good now, but it probably wasn't good money then, or what happened was somebody was trying to transfer money to somebody else, and they mixed up the numbers, so, more than likely they'll probably call or blah, blah, blah. But we will, take the money out by the end of this week if, nothing has happened. And I said, so what are y'all going to do with the money? And he was like, well, Miss White, we would just take the money. I'm thinking to myself, like, nah, you going to slide it in your account. Like, that's what I'm saying to myself. The lady, you guys, when you first walk into the bank and, the lady that I talked to or whatever and told her to get me somebody, you guys, why the man is sitting there? She walked around to me, and she said, girl, that might be your blessing. I said, oh my God, why would she say that with this man sitting right here? And, he's saying that he's going to take the money, whatever like that. Like, why would she say that? That was God sending one of his angels to be like, fool, the money is for you. What you doing? So, yes, y'all, when she said that, y'all, my eyes got big. I ain't start sweating this time, y'all, but my eyes got big, and I looked up at her. I said, you know what? This is from God. I said, okay. I got up, y'all. I went to that bank. I snatched that money up out that bank account, y'all. Opened up me another account. I sure did. Listen, I left $22 in there just to let them know that, But I don't know what I was in them, no. But I left $22 in that account, y'all. Or whatever. And I opened up another account. You guys, I paid my rent. And from then on out, I was able to pay my rent, you guys, all the way until I was able to be done with that apartment, until I actually got a better apartment than the one that I was staying in. You guys, that was nobody but God. And literally after that, I started going to my girlfriend's church that, she had been telling me I need to go. I started going to that church, you guys, and I got baptized. I joined the church. I got baptized. I was paying my tithes and everything, you guys. And when I tell you there was no such thing as bad luck, literally no such thing as bad luck. My spirit was high. I was about to say I was high. I wasn't high, y'all, but my spirits was up there. Okay, for real. Like, I was so excited. You know what I mean? And again, come on, really? Like, who would ever thought to check their account? You broke. You only got $12 in there, if that. If the bank didn't come and slide $5 out of them $12, you was broke. So no, it never done it on me to look inside my account. I knew what was in there, and I hadn't got paid or anything from my other job. And then when I did get paid, it still wasn't enough to pay that. I had to pay other bills on top of that, you guys. So it was so crazy. So again, can't nobody tell me there's no God. Whatever you want to call your God, call him that. Whatever you want to call the being, call whatever. But nobody can tell me that there's not a higher power. because I'm praying to myself. I'm not praying out loud for, a customer or somebody to drop money in my account. How would they be able to even do that? Like, for real. So my thing is, you guys, literally after that happened, you guys, my faith was just like, it went skyrocket. Like, it's no way. And like, literally after that, all I did and all I continued to do was pray, you guys. Prayer definitely does work. I get people that say that they don't pray and things still happen for them. And that's what's up at the end of the day. But God, he's going to work in mysterious ways. He's going to do things to show you if you want to be shown. And he definitely showed up and showed out when I needed him at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because what a coincidence for my coworker that has never even asked me to get inside of her car. Let's go on lunch break. Let's go to lunch together. What? I was completely shocked. That was completely out of the ordinary. But it happened, you guys. So you guys, y'all just have to stay in and hang in there. Okay? We all have our separate, our own paths that we're walking down. We're all gonna have different, mountains to climb, in order to be able to reach out to him. Sometimes you can't climb that mountain alone, y'all. You need somebody there with you. And it's not going to be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, whoever. It ain't going to be them. You're going to have to lean on that man one day. Okay? And again, you guys, I'm not here to force God down y'all throat or anything like that. But these are for the people that want to believe, do believe. Or, you probably have testimonies just like mine. You know what I'm saying? So, I am a strong believer in God. I do trust in him. I do trust in Jesus. I believe all that stuff, you guys. I really, really do. And that's just my story. So I want you guys to continue to, live your truth. Be true to yourself. Stop thinking that everything is a coincidence, because it's not. There's definitely a higher power up there that is working in all of our lives. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's something up there that's working. Okay? So again, you guys, I always like to leave this on a positive note, always. You guys, this COVID-19 is really, really climbing the charts. I mean, it really is. It's taking out a lot of people. And it's overwhelming. It really is. And I don't even know these people, but listen, it's overwhelming. You understand? People are literally losing their lives, losing their loved ones because of this. And it's only getting worse, you guys. Again, prayer works. Prayer is powerful. You guys, we have to start sitting down at nights praying. Teaching our kids how to pray if you haven't already. Teach them how to pray. Put their little hands together and tell them to repeat after you. Pray over your loved ones. Pray over everybody. Pray over the world. Because everybody needs prayer right now. Everybody needs that miracle. I'm so ready for this world to go back to normal. I really, really am. But I'm trusting the process. I am. I know that there's bigger things to come. I never really want to touch this topic like that because I don't even know how to go about it, because I have so many different feelings about this. One day I will hold that topic though. I'm going to talk about COVID-19 and my true feelings. Right now, I'm not ready. It's a lot to say. That's probably going to be one of the longest podcasts that I have. Okay? You guys, please be safe out there. Even though y'all think these masks are dumb, listen, me too. I'm tired of wearing these masks. They don't go with my outfit. Okay, I'm not really going nowhere, but it don't matter. Okay, I'm tired of wearing those thick masks. I gotta wear it all day at work. It really messes with your breathing, especially when it's hot. It does. You have to wear these masks everywhere, you guys. We're living in a different time. We're living in a different time, y'all. And that's just reality. So I pray that you guys continue to listen to me. I want to continue to uplift you guys. I don't want my podcast to be sad and draining or anything like that, but certain topics have to be talked about. You know, all I ask you guys to do is just continue to stay prayed up, pray of your loved ones, send out that text message, you guys. Try to be safe as possible. You know, clean your house, do like a spring cleaning, bleach everything down. Just try to keep everything nice and tidy, especially with your kids around, you guys. Even though they're saying, okay, 1 minute the kids, they can't get it and it won't affect them, this and that and the third, you guys. Either way it goes, we don't need our little ones sick, and we definitely don't need to be sick, and our parents definitely don't need to get sick, or our grandparents or great grandparents. All right, you guys be safe out there and continue to be positive through these tough days that we're living right now, and you know, keep listening to me so I can, you know, lighten the mood a little bit. I just had to kind of go to the left a little bit with that, you guys, just so that you know I am the type of person that do care about people out here in this world, even the ones that I don't know. Okay, you guys have a good night, and tomorrow is story time. I promise you guys, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be funny though. All right, you guys, talk to you tomorrow.